Welcome back and thank you for joining me for another episode of Brotato. Last time we managed to finish off difficulty 2 with our first episode on YouTube. This time we're going to be trying out our mage with difficulty of 3. So our mage, the important stats here are plus 5 elemental damage. All elemental damage modifications are increased by 33%, so if we get plus 10 elemental damage we should technically get plus 13. You start with the snake, you start with the scared sausage, and we have basically 0 range damage, 0 melee damage, and 0 engineering. That minus 100 basically means that there's no chance that we'll ever be able to buff that up to be viable with anything outside of elemental damage. So we're going full on elemental build here. And with that in mind, we need to find ways of applying burning damage. So there we go. We can go with our wand, which applies 10 times 3 burning. Our torch does the same. Our stun gun doesn't really do much of anything, so I don't think that's really worth it. A lightning shiv spawns a lightning projectile that bounces 1 times and deals 11 damage. Not too bad. I think instead we'll just go for our wand. Surely we have a mage, we go for a wand. And we will go for danger 3, difficulty 3. New enemies appear, inflation is higher, enemies are stronger. So inflation means that shop items get stronger and stronger. Oh, sorry, more and more expensive. Enemies are stronger there, so we'll see what that means. Now we are quite fast as the mage, aren't we? And we already one-shot enemies, but we're only doing 4 damage a pop, which does mean that eventually we will come to a situation there where that's not enough to deal with them. We do get a level up already though, very, very nice, happy with that. Oh, we take some unnecessary damage twice. Don't mind that, all part of the plan. I mean, if we've got an opportunity there for more elemental damage, surely we take it there, right? The more the merrier. We absolutely go for another wand. We will reroll once more. And a taser's not terrible, but a snake. Burning spreads to a nearby enemy. Looks like we can take multiples of those, so now we have multiple burning spread, and we are doing burning damage. We can of course combine this, and actually having 2 of the elemental types there also has increased our elemental damage. So we're probably going to be getting a lot of elementals anyway, so I think that's well worth it. Now we dual wield our wands like a true mage. The issue is, of course, we are kind of wasting both shots, unless we fire it sideways like that. He's not even looking at half the shots there. We look away and we fire behind us. Cool guys don't look at explosions and all that. Now our mage is nice and wizened old fellow, as we can see. We go for as many of these little upgrades here as we can. There we go, get our item there. Did we manage to get our item? Yes, we did. Found an item during the wave. Extra attack speed and less damage. That's worth it. Attack speed also increases the attack speed of all weapons there. So whether it's melee, whether it's range, no matter what. Now speaking of which, we can go for extra range, which means that we fire from further away, which I think is the best option out of these here. We do have a torch, which is a melee burning. Why don't we go... Oh, we can't even afford this. We'll save up, we'll get the scar. We're early enough where the 15% bonus experience gain there is good enough there for us. We could go for a torch. I think we should take it. It is considered an elemental. It buffs our elemental damage, which means that these do more. And we don't want to run into a situation where we have avoided decent items, seeking great items, and all of a sudden we die because we're not strong enough. So it's about that balance, about saving money when you can, but also about using it when you should. And it's hard to tell when that time comes, that I suppose. It's not always that clear cut, especially when you've got an item, which we don't have here, like the piggy bank, which means that at the start of each round, so obviously after you've finished your shopping stage, you get interest based on the amount of gold that you had saved, so it encourages you not to spend money. We will go for a bit more attack speed, and we do have our scar. We'll also go for a torch, and I mean, boiling water, and actually the fertilizer. Harvesting gives us extra materials and experience at the end of each wave, increases by 5% every time it activates, so at least just getting this once is good. And of course we lost a melee damage, but we've already got minus 100 melee damage, so you know, that really does not matter whatsoever. The only downside is I believe that the torch now does no damage. It does 1 damage by the looks of it, but all we're doing is looking to set them alight anyway there. We're looking for the elemental damage. And as you can see, we are able to kill these groups of enemies pretty well, especially with the burn jumping from one enemy to another. So that's where our snake was well worth it. So if we find more snakes that we can jump that burn from one to the next there, that'd be very, very nice. And I wouldn't mind if there was an elemental weapon that could launch from the opposite end of the map there, basically. So I'm not too sure if that exists. but if it is, we'll absolutely pick it up. Extra armor's not bad, in case we do start taking some damage. Lifesteal isn't terrible. I do like more harvesting. The earlier that you go for the harvesting, the more waves that you get to benefit from it. We'll go for a Shiv, which is also elemental. We'll go for a boiling water, and we'll leave the rest here. Save our 32 gold for a bit later on. And I just love the idea of this little spud dude holding 5 weapons. Look at that one there, just absolutely pointing, you know, no matter where the enemies are, just always ready for the closest enemy. And we'll get a level up here as well, which is always very welcome. We're up to wave 5 of 20, not too bad. Now, it did say the enemies are stronger, and I would say that I've felt that already. Like, usually we're a bit more comfortable at this stage of the game, and that was when we had like 3 weapons in one of our last runs. This time around, you know, even the 5 weapons that we've got here are still only just kind of keeping them at bay. And of course, enemies get stronger, so do we, but enemies do get stronger. It's about making sure that we can scale faster than they can. Now, luck, of course, increases our chances of finding consumables or items, and also the rarity of items within the shop. So I do like the idea of going for some luck. We'll also go for a bit more harvesting. Now, of course, focusing too much on harvesting means that we miss out on crucial upgrades elsewhere there when we get to the later stage of the game here. So we don't want to go just down that path. We could get charcoal for elemental. I think we go gentle ale. Oh no, the damage doesn't really make that much sense there anyway. We're not looking for the damage, we're looking for the elemental. So that's not really that useful. Another torch, don't mind if I do. Campfire is fantastic. And attack speed and range, but at the cost of an armor there. Yeah, that seems alright. Let's go for it. Now, of course, we have all basic items here, but soon enough, as we do have a bonus, what was that, 5 or 6 elemental damage as a result of that? Soon enough there, we will be at a stage where we can start combining these and then making way for other weapons. But again, the elemental, the burning there is the most important element right now. So anything that increases that or increases a percentage chance with the damage there would be very, very nice. And happy days so far. Now I feel like we're pretty strong. I think those additional items that we picked up there were certainly a help in that. Lended a helping hand. Oh, we took some damage there by walking straight into that. Our max HP is a little bit low, and we don't really have a way of healing during a round. So, you know, as mentioned there, rounds can turn pretty quickly as we end that round on 8 HP. A little bit risky. We're actually going to go for the damage here, which I believe does affect our elemental damage. We will skip this. Little frog, not that useful. It's 5 max HP but -1 HP regeneration. It's not terrible, but I think we can do better. We do have another lightning shiv, which we'll purchase just to combine 2. Actually, why don't we combine these? So we combine 2 of these torches into the blue form. Then we'll go for a second lightning shiv. I prefer one that has greater range there, honestly. We'll reroll once again. Burning activates 15% faster. That sounds pretty good, as does a lightning shiv too. So why don't we combine both of these wands? We will go here. We will lock here. Do we go for elemental damage? I don't think so. I think we just go for the eye surgery. So burning activates faster should mean that enemies die a lot faster as well. And now we can start to see that we've got some upgraded weapons. And we've got all of our lightning shivs off on one side of our character. And now we can see our scar visible on our head. And actually, I thought it was like some sort of Super Saiyan here in our last one. I think that might just be our elemental damage modifier. So the more elemental damage that we have, the greater that aura around us looks like, possibly. Because it's called elemental damage, but the only damage that we do, I believe, is fire-based. I think that might change later on, because currently we've got our lightning shiv. Surely there's going to be different elements there. They'll branch it out into some sort of frost and lightning and everything else in between. But again, this game is in early access, so you can't ask for too much there, right? And now we are certainly much stronger. We've got a nice level up, we've got some nice items, and a whole bunch of experience, plus some to pick up next time. Extra pickup range helps us a little bit, as does the attack speed, as does +3 elemental damage. So we go from 19 up to 23. Honestly, let's go for some more luck here. Armor is good. Out of all of these, it's either going to be armor or the luck, but I feel like the luck has been working out quite nicely for us. We will go for the eye surgery. Less harvesting, but extra lifesteal. and HP regen. I honestly think that is worth it. And attacks have a 25% chance to deal elemental damage, burning damage. Yeah, absolutely. This scared sausage. We've already got one of them down this bottom right hand corner. Now we have a 50% chance to deal that burning damage that I believe, which I believe stacks on top of their other damage. Now we've got this kind of red aura. Is that because of our burning or elemental they're getting above 20, possibly? Oh, ouch. Okay, so that was a lot of our max HP gone in 1 second. We do have some healing, of course. We do have some passive healing too with our HP regen. But as we can see, we do have to be cautious of these enemies that charge us. So when they go red, we need to be prepared to sidestep them. If we don't, we can lose basically half of our HP in one go. And I think I did mention already there, but the hitboxes there are quite favourable for us, which is very nice. You don't really ever feel like, oh, I shouldn't have been hit there. It's more like, oh, I probably should have been hit there. So the opposite is true. Like that one was clear cut. That one I probably should have been hit by because I ran right into it, but it counted in my favour there very nicely. Extra range damage, no, we don't care about that. Baby gecko, sure, we'll take that. We lose a life steal, but we do get a chance to automatically pull in those goodies. Now HP regen's quite nice, as is max HP. I do like the HP regen for now, and then we'll go for our max HP once we get some more. Ooh, minus 50 range. That's pretty rough. But it is a red unique item. Plus 2% attack speed for every 1% dodge that you have. Okay, it's not great right now. But now our dodge modifiers are even better. And that would be quite nice too. But we do have negative speed at the moment, so it's not really that useful. So picking up dodge is now even better than before. So we'll factor that in mind with our later decisions, assuming that I remember, of course. There's certainly no guarantee with that. My brain is like a sieve. Now, is it a sieve or a sieve? I always call it a sieve. I don't know why I called it a sieve there. You know, pronouncing it like it's spelled, but that's probably not the way it is pronounced, that is. Okay, bit of damage taken there. Now, our speed is also a little bit slow at times, as we can see. We've taken some damage. Let me pick up some of these gubbins here. Now we've got our enemies that also rush at us. Alright, it's very hard to get in the center there to pick up these goodies. Why don't we make a bit of a run for it? There we go. Even if we take some damage, at least we picked up a good bit of experience there. And we do have our item. There we go. Now we've got a path cleared. So it's about choosing your moments there to go in here and pick up these items. You can't just run through the center all the time. Sometimes you'll find situations there where the number of enemies there will die down sufficiently that you can actually just run through yourself and pick up that experience. And of course, if you don't pick it up, it'll be there next time. But don't even worry about it. Now, engineering is useless. We'll actually recycle that. Damage, luck. We're early enough that more luck can be very useful for us. Let's go for that. And brain level 4, don't mind if I do. Here we go, a purple torch. So we're getting to the stage now where we go for our lightning shiv. We combine that. We do have flaming brass knuckles there. That's worth it. Both of these are absolutely worth it. In fact, so is our fuel tank. This is just a great shop. So we go torch. We combine the shivs. We then buy a brass knuckles. We go for our fuel tank. And we also buy our metal, which is max HP, damage, armor, and speed. We do lose some crit chance down at the negatives. Your attacks have a 4% less chance to deal more damage. I don't really know how that works, honestly. But anyway, you can see that we've now got some nice purple items there. I feel like our damage should have had quite a significant spike there this time around. We do need our attack speed. We do need to make sure that we are moving fast enough. We do need to make sure that we have enough max HP. But there's a lot more that we still need. And I think now we stop going for luck. We stop going for harvesting. We just go for things that are going to help us with the end game here, which are those kind of raw stats that you'd usually find in your kind of D&D-esque style of game, which I guess this very vaguely relates to. Maybe a bit more granular and a bit more focused in a very certain area, being that combus? What on earth is a combus? Combat fighting there. There we go. That's the good thing about these kind of full episodic content that I like to produce there, is that you get every single stuff up, every single misspoken word there. You get to experience it all. Lovely 1080p 60 FPS. There we go, another one just for you on the topic. Okay, melee damage harvesting. Okay, we go for speed here. I am speed. Glass cannon. I mean, we do lose 3 armor, which brings us back in the negative. We will go for it. And we do have a level 3 wand. We're actually going to remove our basic torch and go for a wand. And there we go. Very nice. So now that we've got negative armor, we take 6% more damage. We also have reduced range, thanks to our range modifier being in the negative. So that's what I mean about how sometimes you have to, you know, take the good with the bad. So if you're going for a certain focus, there might be items that kind of really hinder your ability to go any further down that one path. And you might have to sacrifice a lot of speed there if you want to do a lot of damage. You might have to sacrifice a lot of armor if you want to have lots of dodge. It's not always one or the other, and often the game will provide flexibility, like you might lose armor because you gained attack damage, but then you might gain armor by losing speed. So it all balances out in the end there. And usually, and of course otherwise the items wouldn't really be worth taking, the good outweighs the bad. So you know, with a few items you'll be stronger than you were beforehand, even if it takes you a bit of gold there to get there to that point. But that's why I love the sense of progression in this game, and I feel like they've reached a very nice balance there between being super OP, finding absolutely broken runs, and I'm sure there are broken runs, but I'm not one to fully meta and try and figure out the strongest possible combinations. I'm here to have fun, which I guess some people find that fun, which is totally their prerogative, you know. I've got no issues with that whatsoever. We do need to go for some max HP now, just so we don't have a chance of immediately dying there if we get unlucky. Can go for a leather vest. I kind of like the idea of another lightning shiv, but to do that we'd have to sell our torch. Do I like that? I can't buy it currently. We can't combine anything here. Let's see, torch 57 times 4. Ounces 2 times. I think we do recycle this. I don't think we do go for the shiv, as we're targeting enemies from afar. Extra damage, or extra armor, extra dodge. Don't we have that item down here? The Retromation's hoodie, plus 2 attack speed for every 1% dodge that you have. So the leather vest is actually a very nice pickup. Gives us dodge, which then gives us attack speed. And extra crit chance for 1 armor. That's honestly not too bad with the sunglasses here. I do like our crit chance. No, I don't think I care about our crit chance at all actually, because we're doing elemental damage. That's the only one that we care about. Our plus 1 armor for minus 2 speed. We've got still positive speed there anyway. Let's go for it. And there we go, our lovely soundtrack in the back there. I mean, it's not really backing music, is it? It just kind of it steals the stage here a bit. It's foreground music. Now, that could have been a really nasty Freudian slip there, if I said foreplay music. Thankfully I didn't, even though you still got a bit of an insight into how my brain works there regardless, or maybe more accurately does not work at times. But hey, it's all good. Now, I've got to say there, just had dessert earlier, it was absolutely delicious. A bit of rice pudding with some full fat milk, bloody top notch. And also, I don't know if people have done this before, I don't think this is revolutionary culinary skills, in fact it's probably going to make some people roll in their graves who hear this. Thankfully the dead don't really have a good sense of hearing there, so I should be okay. But I managed to put in some chocolate, some, you know, kind of not caramel, it's called caramel, which is like caramel that's been infused into the chocolate rather than having like a gooey caramel center. So that's the main difference. I pushed that into the still hot rice pudding, and oh, it melted that. It was absolutely delicious. Absolutely delicious. I'm going to be doing that more often, that's for sure. Melee damage, HP regen. The mammoth there would be good if we had like a primitive base build, but that's not what we're going for. We're going to skip it here. Extra damage for less range. I think we just take another baby gecko. Maybe pick up more of the things here. Reroll again. Extra dodge. Dodge is very useful. We'll go for that. We are losing max HP every time we take that, however. Elemental damage and lose dodge. Losing dodge loses attack speed. But we've already got 82% attack speed. That's pretty damn good. And actually a blood leech isn't horrible either. Lifesteal and HP regeneration. Maybe we lock it for next turn. We can always decide not to go for it, of course. But right now it's not too bad. Now we actually haven't had a weapon upgrade in a few rounds, have we? A few waves. probably should use the terminology correctly given that it's right in the top middle of my screen. Wave 13. It's not that hard to remember. But yeah, we haven't had super extra great luck. There we go. I'm loving the lightning shiv bounces that we've got going on here. Oh, we took a bit of damage there. Any chance to regen there? There we go. We already healed up back up to full. And that's why it's good to leave these HP items there around there. Don't forget that our luck actually increases the chances that they drop in the first place, which is why a high luck build there, you can really get away with taking some silly damage because there's so much food on the floor there anyway. Let's head through the middle here to pick up our item. Hope it's a good one, maybe another red one. And we're still doing good damage here. Our big boys that are charging us are a little bit of a worry, but the rest of them are honestly being taken care of with some relative ease. 460 gold. Shmoop is a good one. We lose melee and range damage, which is again not at all important for us. We do have extra max HP and HP regeneration. Very nice. Okay, crit chance or elemental? Obviously elemental. Plus 8 HP regen, but we start with 50% HP. That's what we hit at our last run, and it was pretty good. We do also have another lightning shiv. Do I sell one of these to make that happen? I think I do. I think I recycle this. I think I buy the lightning shiv. We've now got 3 lightning shivs, and also, because they are precise, we get extra crit chance damage, which I think does nothing, but it's cool. We can't buy this by 1 gold here. Do I lock it again? I think I don't. I think I say sayonara. We just hit straight past it. Extra food recovered by consumables. -2 dodge reduces our attack speed, so we won't go for that. A free reroll can be very useful early on, but I think we just save it. Now, remember, we do start with less opening HP. We start with 50% of our max, but then we have some crazy regen there, which is going to keep us very healthy, as long as we can keep our opponents at bay. You know, keep them at arm's length, keep them at a distance, and then we'll be doing a little better. Now, our range is also a little bit poor, so we have to get right up close, right up in the mucky muck there to do any kind of decent damage. But the good news there is that our lightning shift there, as soon as we do hit one of them, it launches to somebody else, in most every case. That does allow us to kind of hit people that are further away from us rather than directly right in front. Oh, okay, bit of damage taken there. Our HP regen should bring us back. And that's why these enemies there that kind of fire off those red orbs there, which you have to keep focusing on. And I don't know how you guys do these, I just realized that I interrupted myself there. Those red orbs start to become quite tricky there, so you've got to be a bit cautious of those. Now, onto my next next sentence. I've lost it. Oh my god, that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. How do you do that to yourself there? Some extra lifesteal isn't too bad. I think we go for the armor. We don't care for the turret that much. This is a bit weak. Ah, I remember. Oh, yes, thank you. Wolf helmet, elemental damage. We go from 41 up to almost, up to 51. Very nice. We will go for another lightning shiv. We upgrade one of these ones. Very, very nice. Let's keep going here. What I was going to say is that when you're doing a bullet hell style of game, you no longer look at your character, do you? You just kind of, for me anyway, I kind of go a little bit cross-eyed, like I'm trying to do those magic lens puzzles, which I could never really do with any great efficiency there, or any great consistency, I should say. But I go kind of cross-eyed, I kind of just zone out and I look past everything, and the main thing is focusing when they come towards you on those red orbs there. So I can see where my character is, I always know where that is, but I'm trying to focus. I'm not even looking at my mouse, I'm not looking at my character, I'm just looking at where the red orbs are not, and that usually works for me. I'm getting to the point now where I actually don't mind walking into enemies too much because we have enough damage that we are taking care of them. But as we can see, you know, this strategy seems to be working relatively well. And I definitely don't think this is a one-size-fits-all type approach. Let me know in the comments below how you opt with these kind of bullet hell style of games there. Do you enact a very similar play style or strategy as I do, or do you have a very different way of approaching things? Now, we can lose our harvesting now, that's absolutely fine. We don't really care for that claw tree. Well, we got 3 items here. I mean, we might as well take the turret there, right? It does do burning damage, so why not? Now, extra regeneration. I think we go for some more dodge percentage chance there. We do have a level 2 wand, but that's not great because the only item that we have is level 3 wand. Thief dagger doesn't do anything. A torch is too weak. We'll re-roll here. A better torch, but still not good enough. Chance to do random damage. 15% chance to deal 18 damage to a random enemy when an enemy dies. We're killing enemies pretty fast, but 18 damage is not that useful. Actually, blindfold is great because the dodge, of course, increased our attack speed from 100% up to 110%, which is quite nice. Oh, my Lanta. Okay, I like this. I do like this. But we've actually almost got the effect of the torture item there anyway, by virtue of having really good HP regen. So we've got, you know, almost 2 HP regening a second, which is almost the same as that, but if we were to take this, we could no longer get any HP regen from our lifesteal or from our items on the floor. So I think we say goodbye to both of our red items, and we instead take this wisdom, which decreases our damage. Oh, actually no, the damage is also not good, is it? Because we're not working based on, oh no, it is percentage damage. I don't know, I think we just leave all of this. We wait for that. We'll reroll once more though. +1 damage for every 1 speed you have. Not really that useful. I think we just wait. We'll save our gold. We have a few more waves here before we need to use it up. There we go. Good damage. Take these all out from the distance. And there's our turret doing some damage. It's not useless. Good stuff. And I do like, these games really seem to have nailed the length, the duration that you should go for a run here. Because each run is about 40 minutes, which I feel is a pretty good place to go for. You know, you don't want to be doing a 10-minute run there. That doesn't really give you any sense of progression. You don't want to be playing a game like this for 2 hours. Maybe some of you do. Not for me, that's not my cup of tea. And again, no judgment here if that is your preferred way of playing. Oh my god, you were very strong, weren't you? Okay, we do have to be cautious of that. Thankfully, we managed to dodge pretty much all of the attacks that you threw our way. And you are stronger because you do have the buffs behind you, don't you? Okay. We'll go in and try and pick up everything that we can. The rest of it will be saved for next wave. Yeah, sure, extra elemental damage. We're up to 53 elemental damage. Extra attack speed or regular speed. I think we are a little bit slow here, so I think we do go, I mean, the HP regeneration is also fantastic. Let's go for some more speed. Oh, and I'm very glad that I did, because we now get +2 HP regeneration for every speed you have. We do lose speed for taking it though, but the more speed that we have gives us, let's see. We don't have much HP regeneration coming from that item just yet, but if we get more speed, then we will. And that'll be great. Extra max HP is honestly very good too. Let's keep going. We still have a few more waves until the boss to stack up some more speed. So speed gives us, what was that? HP regeneration, and dodge gives us, what was it, armor? Something else? I can't remember. One of those items anyway. It was good. It was a good item. It is a good item. It's not the past tense just yet, making it sound like we're gonna die here. I think, I'm not super confident that we'll be able to win this one, primarily because the boss now is probably going to be even stronger than beforehand, and also we do rely on getting up pretty close and personal with some enemies, unless we fire at our enemies from afar and just let our lightning shivs proc and, you know, jump across to them. But even so, I would say that I'm going to take a very long time to kill the boss if we were to employ a strategy like that. So I really don't think that's going to be the way to go. Oh my god, excuse me there, my camera went out of focus. Hopefully that wasn't for too long. That's what I get for having a decent but not great camera. You know, not always going to be in the focus there, I suppose. Or melee damage. Attack speed is really good. Yeah, attack speed goes from 110% up to 130%. We do have a purple torch, so buying this one, of course, buffs this torch up to, let's see, from 97 times 5 up to 103 times 8. Oh wow, that times 8 is huge there. That's a massive upgrade. We'll reroll. Max HP but less dodge. No thank you. Crit chance. No, we'll reroll once more. And then we will just go straight into it here. Now this is one of our last waves there that we can then shop at after the fact. So we want to pick up as much as we can. Easy does it. Just keep regenerating. And again, we do have to make sure that we keep running around these enemies in a certain particular pattern there, otherwise they will charge us down. and they do hurt when they hit us, especially when they are red, thanks to getting buffed up, of course. Actually, our little turret there is actually doing decent work, is it not? Oh, no, it's pretty horrible, actually. I think it was 1 damage when it hits them, and then 3 damage over time. Yeah, no, that's not worth it at all. The elemental isn't really affecting it. I believe it's more affected by the engineering stat, which of course is -100 or thereabouts, thanks to our mage's perks here. No, it's still doing some damage. It's better than nothing. I'm not going to besmirch it too much there. It's trying its hardest, and I commend it for doing so. Now, as always, I'll take this opportunity there to say thank you everyone for watching my videos there, for giving me much love and support. You have all been absolutely fantastic. Speaking of fantastic, we go for our lightning shiv to make second purple lightning shiv, so we can combine these if we want to. We go for our wolf helmet, more elemental damage, more luck, less engineering. We've got -110 engineering. That's fine. Now this is our last wave to save up and get our items from our shop. So we're going to be using all of our money here next time. Let's see what we get. Maybe some more heroic weapons, hopefully, fingers crossed. Maybe some epics, some great items there, some passive items. And I do love that this game does not have any active items there. I don't like games with that much overhead. This is just a very, very casual game there. If that's your, if that's your jam, if that's your bag, baby, more power to you. I do like games like that sometimes, but this is more of a game that I would like to play on my downtime there and just relax a little bit, There's not too much deep strategy, but there's enough to keep you entertained for many, many hours. So we will try and sidestep here. Keep our distance from those of you trying to do us harm, which is hard when the whole arena is filled with those such creatures. But yeah, for me, the active items there, while they add another layer of strategy, sometimes you don't feel like doing that kind of stuff there, right? Okay, we've got 600 gold. Yeah, we'll take a toxic sludge. We do lose some attack speed. That's fine as well. We do gain some attack speed there. Now, some armor would be very nice. Take less damage. And I think that's what I'll go for. Minigun. Ah, I would love to go for a minigun. I think it is one of those really rare, hard to find ones, but it's not useful in this situation. In fact, we're going to skip all of these. No, we do have a wand, but it's not the right level. We'll re-roll again. Baby with a beard, not that useful. No thank you. We do have, okay, we can make 2 purple wands into a red wand, so it goes from 52 damage and 116 times 5 up to 122 times 6. It's a much smaller upgrade than our lightning shiv there, truth be told. Go again. Oh, flaming brass knuckles would have been absolutely fantastic. I was really hoping that we'd be able to combine these two and then buy like a 200 cost weapon. Obviously not the case. We'll re-roll once more as none of this really appeals to me either. And no, okay, I think we're not going to be able to get anything else here. Another wolf helmet, of course. Another campfire, which would have been nice. Okay, I believe this is wave 20. This should be our boss fight. Let's see how we fare. Okay, you've got a little voodoo doll. Okay, you're the one that bloody casts. And we've got to just keep dodging the AoEs here, because they do quite a bit of damage to us if we're not careful. There we go. Now this probably would be easier with WASD. As you can see, my mouse movements are relatively erratic. But it is still working. We haven't taken any damage yet, I don't think, on this fight. That's soon to change, I can almost guarantee it. It's nice when there's a big clearing there that we can hide in. And again, this is what I was talking about, how the hitboxes there are pretty generous. Okay, now I've got a situation where it's harder to chase you and we've got to stay inside the circle. But that's honestly not too difficult for us, especially when there's not too many enemies around. I don't know what the contact damage is like with you, but I think as long as we keep playing it safe, or we dodge that attack, that was very lucky, we should have the victory here for us. Now I think this is going to be our first level 3 victory, and indeed it was. We leveled up right at the end, we got some Steam achievements there, and we won the run with Danger 3. So I'll show off what we had there. We unlocked the Thunder Sword as well as a new character, the Masochist. Plus 5% damage when you take damage. Interesting, okay. So it encourages you to take damage there. And I do have to say, the characters here are very lovingly and very interestingly crafted and created here. They add a lot of variety, a lot of variable gameplay there, which is just going to make this game have a lot of staying power for me, in my mind. you know, I'm just absolutely loving it so far. But hey, as always there, thank you very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy the episode, please do drop it a like and a subscription. That helps out a great deal. Drop us a comment as well. Let us know how you found it. And also check out our Twitch at twitch.tv/Sandoya. Thank you all very much for watching as always. I've been Sandoya, you've been great, and I will see you all next time. Bye for now there, folks. See ya.